Welcome everyone. Today we'll have a Dota auto chess guide to teach you how to get any legendary to 3-star. Yes, I will say any legendary, but I'm recommending getting some strong legendary. So firstly, what you want to see at the start of the game is that you're looking for two certain relics. So here we only have one of the right relics. I'll show you how this is done with just one of them, but you can look for two of them. And you might have guessed, we're going to play with Wheel of Wonder and also the Magic Box. We don't have Magic Box in this game, but we're going to play with Wheel of Wonder. The second thing you're looking for are any Mechs legendaries, including Gyrocopter and also Techies. Now, Techies is great because it also enables us to have the Goblin synergy. And you might have guessed, this is going to be a Goblin Mech game. So we're going to fast forward towards getting 6 Mechs and then getting legendaries using the amazing invention coming from 6 Mechs by winning the round. And we can get this one super early. I start to see a lot of players start to play a similar method in the meta. This is more of a hit and miss build, keep in mind, but if you know what you're doing, especially when there are already legendaries in the game that you can find, this actually have a very high chance of winning and also having a huge jackpot and also payoff in finding 3-star legendaries. So we're going to look at two replays. One replay is when I'm running a win streak goblin in the early game. The second replay, we're looking into a losing or semi-losing streak goblins that is not very consistent, and how do you do both. We're going to fast forward a little bit. You can see I'm trying to keep as many pairs as I can and while getting my economy up to 10 gold. Now Vanguard is amazingly good for goblins. Vanguard, Buckler and also Tranquil Brute together is unkillable with the Nanobot with 3 goblins. And here I was a little greedy. I was like, should I go with all my units? And eventually, of course, I put Vanguard on the Ogre because it's a 2-star. Anything that helps the unit survive is amazing for goblins. And here I went for a little bit basher. Nothing too amazing. So how do you run a win streak with goblins? Is that you want to steamroll enemies using 2-star units, getting additional gold from Bounty Hunter, and then if you can find 3 Mechs, and you can always reroll for your 2-stars. So this gets you early game going. Finding early game 2-stars is amazing. Finding a Panda Brewmaster is also really good. Notice that each time my Bounty Hunter got the first kill, I would swap for a different Bounty Hunter so that he will get another kill, and this gives us even more gold for the first blood. So this is all about economizing and also getting ahead in the early game with Goblin and Mech. Sometimes you might not find all your goblins in the early game. We'll talk about that very soon on the second part of the replay. So fast forward a little bit, you can see that I was able to find a 2-star Bounty Hunter, which greatly enhanced my economy. I'm also balancing a bit of savings because I do plan to go to level 5 and also adding the Panda Brewmaster for chance of high rolling, getting a free legendary coming from the sky. So Goblin together with Panda is great. I also like Ogre with the Goblins because we have a lot of spellcasters like Bounty Hunter and also Timbersaw. With multicast, they can do a lot of damage. So this is me focusing on winning streak with goblins. Now, the special highlight of the build comes around with round 10 and also round 20 when you have selection of the relic. But before we get there, you need to understand, how do you play the early game, right? So early games, we overwhelm enemies with Nanobot, with 3 goblins, together with 2-star units, whatever you can find, that are melee. Melee units are the best with goblins. Melee units like Tiny, mini units like Mars, Juggernaut are great. They can deal damage, they can also absorb a lot of damage. I was able to find my Timbersaw for free because of the Panda, and now I can go with 3 Mechs, and this also greatly enhanced my investment or economy because every round when I win, we get amazing invention. We get a normal invention. This one is pretty much a 2 gold free reroll. So I'm going to save those once I get to level 9. Out level 8, and this will allow me to have a higher chance of getting my legendaries. So keep going a little bit. We're gonna fast forward a little bit. We're winning streak goblins, and we're lucky to get all the win streak all the way to round 10. Round 10, what we're looking for is we're looking for the relics. I talked about earlier, there are a number of relics we're looking for, especially Magic Box and also Wheel of Wonder. So how does this work? For Wheel of Wonder, it is 1 use, and you get 1 gold. You hit it, you get the additional synergy as Mech, you win the jackpot. But with Magic Box, it is more complicated. So let's look at the first method of using the Wheel of Wonder. So I found a Wheel of Wonder, and now what I'm gonna do is I am gonna look for my unit that I want to put the Wheel of Wonder on. What are good units to put Wheel of Wonder? Definitely not gonna be Mechs, because you won't add the Mech synergy onto a unit that is not Mech. So there are two approaches we can go with this. Well, the easiest approach is to actually add a synergy onto a wizard unit. I'm even having lucky fish on the panda for trying to get lucky with any of the other goblins I don't have. And also leveling quickly, so I have higher chances for purple units and also legendaries once I get to level 7 or level 8. Now, what I'm saving the Wheel of Wonder on is gonna be a wizard. I'll be adding this one either on the Naga Siren or maybe on the Rubik. What I'm trying to do is, a wizard is something we need for the 6 Mechs, and also, we don't need to find wizard synergies. Our primary goal is to find the goblin or Mech synergy. So Mech synergy is priority, and then we look for the goblin synergy. If we can't find Mech, we go for goblins. And then we get early game 6 goblins and we steamroll into level 9, and then we find the legendary Mech coming from the normal rolling and also with our free rolls. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. So here I found Rubik. So Rubik is definitely a unit I want to keep because this can enable us for gods in the future, which we don't really need, but Rubik is a nice unit. So I'm gonna use my Wheel of Wonder, and guess what guys, we found the jackpot. Now keep in mind, it is not the highest chance of finding your Mechs, but this enables a much smoother game. So now that I know, once I get to level 7 or even level 6, if I find my Meeple, or my final Mech, my 5th Mech, I can then use the wizard for 6 Mechs. So we're gonna go 6 Mechs and then 2 wizard. And then we try to complete the goblins for survivability, and then we complete the build. And then I teach you guys how to play with the legendaries. Fast forwarding a little bit, I'm not in a rush to level right away, notice that, because I know that round 15 is a good timing, but I also want to roll to see if I get lucky with my... I didn't get lucky with my Meeple. So yes, I'm looking for my Meeple, and if I can find Meeple, that's good. If I don't find Meeple, I can still go ahead with my goblins. So having the wizard give us the flexibility. You can either go with 6 goblins or 6 Mechs. Ideally, you want the Mechs first because early game Mechs can win the game quite easily. Later in the game, you need the 6 goblins so that you can win against enemy players. So on round 13, I did not find my 6 Mechs. I'm still looking for my Meeple. This is much fast forward compared to a normal build that is waiting for a legendary and completed the build. Here we're forcefully finding the 5th Mech using either Magic Box or using the Wheel of Wonder. Wheel of Wonder is more consistent if you get lucky. Now let's have a look if we can find Meeple. And by the way, I did go to level 7 for the highest chance of finding Meeple, in case you guys are wondering. Level 7 gave us 35% of tier 3 unit rate. And looking quite deep. There goes all my gold. I did find other units. Oh, finally found Meeple. Look at this. There we go. So after finding Meeple, we can change the synergy a little bit and just play around. We don't need anything else. And round 14, if I can win a round, well, we start with an amazing invention and start to roll into the legendaries. This is when you want to fast forward your Mech finding, and once you have 6 Mechs around round 15 or even before round 15, you are really in a really good spot. Now, here, a lot of players will be quite strong, and this is when having a Vanguard, having great defensive items will greatly keep your units alive, and this is how you can win the runs with Mechs. So, now we can take water. So now that you found your 6 Mechs, you start to get your amazing invention. So those are the golden rerolling items. And of course, we're going to go with Ascension for higher chance of finding legendary naturally, which is going to be the Goblin Techies. So over here, I'll use my golden invention and I don't find anything I wanted. So what are the units I wanted? Well, the Wolf King is not bad once I have other legendaries, but ideally I'm looking for Goblin Techies, Gyrocopter, followed by something maybe the Tide Hunter, something like Spectre, or maybe something like Warlock. Those units can do consistent damage. I need legendaries that deals damage or complete my synergies. So those are the priorities. Later in game, we'll find other legendaries that give us even better synergies. My next goal is to go to level 8, adding 1 more Goblin so that we can have the 6 Goblins and also 6 Mechs. Keep in mind, this is only doable at the moment because we have saved one unit slot because of Rubik is also a Mech. So the Wheel of Wonder is amazing in hyper boosting this build. And this is of course a Warp's run, so we're guaranteed to win this one. Now, it's very nice to find your 6 Mechs on the Warp's run. Even before that, it's amazing, because this enables you to really dive deep into better units and also more legendaries. Now, one thing to notice, if you are using your amazing invention and this is auto-locked, you got to unlock this. Otherwise, on the next run, you will be auto-locked and you're stuck with those. Just a small thing you want to notice. So let's roll, let's see what we get. We're going to go to level 8, get my Alchemist done. So we have 6 Mechs. And again, very unfortunate, I did not find the units I wanted. And of course, we unlock it. So to show you guys again over here. Now I have 2 tokens for amazing invention. And that means I can purchase 2 legendaries from this selection of 5 legendaries. This is good. I want to save a few in spare. Sometimes you get multiple Gyrocopter, multiple Techies or Tidehunter or Spectres or Warlocks. Those are units I wanted. It is possible, guys. I can pick Sven, consistent damage, very good. It is also good to go with Queen of Pain. But at the moment, I don't have a spot for them. Keep in mind, I'm going with 6 Mechs, 6 Goblins. I need 1 more level to pick them up. So the only legendaries I want at this stage is Gyrocopter to replace Meeple, or Techies to replace both Meeple and 1 more Goblin. Techies is the jackpot. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. A lot of players are still playing Losing Streak because this is round 16. We just hyper boost the build. Most Mech players do not get this fast. And yes, we found Techies. Perfect, right? So we found Techies. That means I can remove both 1 Mech and also 1 Goblin. So I'm gonna remove Meeple and then we can remove 1 more unit. Now, I want consistent damage, and Warlock is very consistent in damage. He also gave us 2 Warlocks. So I take back 1 Goblin, which is gonna be Bounty Hunter, take back 1 Mech, which is going to be Meeple, because Goblin Techies give us 2 synergies in 1, and it is a centerpiece. You can still play the game without Goblin Techies, even though it's available in this game, but notice that I found Techies not by free rolls. I found him because of the amazing invention. And now I can economize into level 9 and also level 10. Starting from now, I will not be spending my gold in rolling units. My gold is focused on leveling up so I can add more legendaries to the pool, and this will make me stronger. Now there's a lot of pathways you can go here, and yes, this is why I say you can pretty much find any legendaries you want at this stage. You gotta make a choice though. What are the legendaries that will benefit your team? If you go with some strange legendaries like Remaster or something that doesn't deal enough damage, well, that's not good. If you go for something that deals decent damage, that could be really good. I didn't buy the Tidehunter yet because I didn't feel I need the Tidehunter plus Naga synergy. Again, we're gonna free roll, nothing great. Well, it's a little unfortunate. And again, guys, I need 1 more level. And my next plan is to put down the Tidehunter, take away the Dark Widow, and put in Naga Siren. So I have 2 Nagas for a very cheap synergy. I'm also looking for Gyrocopter. So nothing too special. We're still very early in the game and we already have 6 Goblins. So pretty much unstoppable at this stage. So fast forward a little bit. And you can see what are that most other players are playing. And because we have been getting a win streak, our economy and our power is just ridiculous. So most players have 1 undead player, which is very scary. The other undead player, 2 undead players. There's another player trying to play Goblins, but he's going with the Dentior Goblins, which is not the strongest. For now. There's a number of builds, but we're not too scared. So again, we're gonna keep the Tidehunters, get the Warlocks, and the build becomes quite consistent. I'm checking what are the available, relics I can get. Anything that can hyper boost my economy or hyper boost my team, that will be good. And fortunately, we were able to find the Dumbalum. So another injection of gold. Because I've been running a win streak, I haven't lost any health. So this is pretty much a free 34, 36 gold. Yeah, I think this is a free 36 gold. Yeah, there you go. And this allows me to go up even higher, and then we can be even stronger. During this time, I could go with Arc Warden, and this will turn my Meeple into something, but I'm not that interested anymore because I already saw the Meeple. So, leveled up, got the Tidehunter done, I'm looking for Naga Siren, and then Gyrocopter. Nothing too special, just roll a little bit, get some 2 stars, and stabilize. I don't have anyone for the Mask of Madness. Now, Mask of Madness can go on the gyrocopter because it's actually a passive flat cannon to shoot, so gyrocopter can use Mask of Madness, which is great for both attack speed and also lifesteal. Now, a little unfortunate, we faced a 3-star Timbersaw, and also he had a Warlock. The ING just destroyed us over here, and he happened to cast first, and I lost my win streak. That's a lot of gold lost towards the other player, and I was checking what he beat me with. So he had 6 goblins as well. So, how to beat someone with 6 goblins? Firstly, finding Necronomicon on the Warlock means not only he get 3 free summons of minions, he also summon 1 additional unit. And this means he will summon the Warlock Golems 1 more Golem. That is very powerful. Second to that, I want to adjust my units positioning a little bit so that the units I want to get casted spells first, is at the forefront of the fight. So Tidehunter, Techies, Alchemist to reduce armor. And notice here, I want to see if I can beat him, the player that just defeated me, using my new positioning. Tidehunter take the most damage, stuns them, disable them, Techies put the bomb down, Alchemist put down the armor reduction that increase Techies bombs, and finally the Warlock summons multiple golems because of Necronomicon, and we defeated him, the same player that we lost to massively last round. So positioning will matter no matter what stage of the game once you have the right units. And this is also a great injection of gold. Over here, you can see me consistently finding units I wanted, and I start to take Wolf King if I get an opportunity, simply because I have a spare token that I can use in case I get a good roll next time. I'm also preparing myself to go to level 10 to add down the Wolf King or maybe something stronger. So at this stage, the world is your oyster. You can pick any legendary to 3-star, but I recommend getting your crucial legendaries to 2 stars first. And you can try. I've tried 3-star Warlock, 3-star Techies, 3-star Gyro, 3-star Tidehunter, 3-star Sven. There's so many things you can try now that you're stabilized. And the 3-star, Techies or Gyro is really interesting. So guess which 3-star I made this round for legendaries. So yes, we're defeating players left and right. And I found Gyrocopter, perfect. Now it's a little awkward because at this stage, I don't need Gyrocopter done. If I take back any unit, it will lose my crucial synergies. So I'm not actually in a position to put down the Gyrocopter. I mean, 1-star Gyrocopter, that is. You also notice that, I was going to use the IO on the Warlock, now I found a 2-star Warlock, so why not? You also notice that I start to pick Spectre. Spectre is a demon hunter. A lot of players don't do this, is that in the ultimate late game, you can go with 4 demon hunters and turn all your damage into pure damage. This is very powerful against warriors, goblins, anything with additional armor. Now you also notice I changed the position of Warlock a little bit because he was getting patchworked and dying too fast last time. And we're very strong. So I will purposely skip forward a little bit. If you want to watch the replays, definitely check it out, how I position and also how I play the round, because I feel like right now, there's not much to see. We have stabilized so much that we're like 5 rounds ahead of most players because of the way you play the Relic and also plan for the synergies. So, having a look back, we have 2-star Techies, 2-star Warlock, 2-star Spectre, and there's a Sven, there's a Medusa ready to turn into 4 Nagas should there be a mage that becomes troublesome. We also have 2-star Gyrocopter ready to go onto the board, and this is only round 30 by the way. And we're already around level 10. I can't go up in levels because I'm capped at level 35, right? So very, very powerful. Now during this time, I'll recommend giving your best items to either the 2-star Gyrocopter or 2-star Spectre. Here I decide to pick the Spectre just because there's a lot of illusions, they do consistent damage, and they're very powerful. And just so you see, we're pretty much down to 1 player. I've been killing most of the players super fast. So I picked the, I picked the dungeon key because I have banned units, and yes, there's so many legendaries you can start finding, and I haven't made up my mind. I was like, 3-star Warlock, 3-star, 3-star everything. And by the way, I did find multiple Tidehunters. Now I have 2-star Tidehunters on the field, and it just gets better. I think at this stage, I can do anything I wanted. And I'm not even around 34 yet. gonna fast forward a little bit to show you guys. Yes, okay, this is the good part. So, round 35, I prepared enough Nagas to go 4 Nagas. I have spare Warlocks, 2-star Warlocks on the table. I have so many crazy things. It's actually a bit overwhelming. So, now the Warlock have Refresher and also have Necronomicon. And this is something I like to do. I want to show you guys over here. So, what happens over here is I'm still running 6 goblins and 6 mechs, and here I do believe this player is playing a mage and also gods, and this means my additional armor is not doing me anything wonderful, and the amazing invention that I'm getting is still giving me legendaries if I win, but if I lose, I don't get anything. So this may be the time, or after round 40, you want to sell away or take away your goblin mechs and put on the legendaries you have been finding. This is a big mistake a lot of goblins players don't do, because they don't change the build, they stay in goblins forever. Now, you can change out of goblins, you can change out of mercs, because right now I'm so satisfied with every legendaries I have, I can take them away. And this means I can go with Nagas, I can go with something crazy. And I even rolled into 3-star Tidehunter, look at that. So I can buy. I was like, So now what happened over here is I only have 1 token. This is why I always like to keep 2 tokens. There I only have 1 token, so I use my second reroll to get the 3-star Tidehunter. And yes, the game just gets a little crazy. I was like, do I go Refresher on the Tidehunter? No, I was like, nah, Refresher better go onto the Warlock. And yes, guys, there's so many good units. I'm fumbling my units. I still had an Alchemist down. I have a 2-star Techies, Spectres get all my damage item, and let's have a look at the players I'm facing. This is a very powerful Ghost player with 3-star Elder Titan, 2-star Zeus, 2-star Jakiro. Spectres doing wonders, and together with the Golems, I thought I won. The Warlock Golems. But the Elder Titan there with Radiance is actually killing my team very fast. He can't deal with Tidehunter though. Tidehunter actually does magical damage, so if you give him item that boosts his magical damage, he actually deals sizable damage at 2-star or even 3-star. Now, what am I doing? I'm at the point I can do anything I wanted, and I was like, oh, why don't I just level up? And I'm just looking for any additional synergy, anything that make me stronger. I was like, okay, get that Rubik. I never had the Rubik, by the way. So at this point, I know I'm stable. I just want to push a little further, and with one as a Warlock. I can take back the Alchemist and put down the 2-star Sven if I can, or I can go with 6 Nagas to really nail the deal, right? So many options once you know the gameplay and you know the transitional process. Now, keep in mind, Spectres with Demon Hunters like Spectre, Anti-Mage, and also Terrorblade, together with 2 Wizards, which you already have, can go into 4 Demon Hunters. That gives your whole team pure damage, which is really good for additional damage. And that is the fight. So let's have a look at the fight recap. I found a 3-star Tidehunter, almost a 3-star Warlock, and I didn't go with anything else, but you can see my economy over 500 compared to most players, which are 200, 300, no one even 400. So this method of using the Wheel of Wonder is amazing, and this is the first one to show you guys. I also prepared another replay which will show you guys a different kind of game. Again, you can see that at the start of the game, there is Techies, good. There's Gyrocopter, that's good. If there's no of those Mech legendaries, you're a little risky. But what I'm really looking for are the 2 relics, the Magic Box and also the Wheel of Wonder. So just to give you guys a bit of variety, you're gonna see that I was trying to go with a win streak with goblins, especially going with Vanguard and also additional items, swapping my goblins. I even selected the win streak, but I wasn't getting a win streak. I was in the middle of the pack, not getting anything, and well, let's have a look what happened. So by round 10, I was on 89 health, decent economy, but not the best. So I'm winning, I'm losing. That's the worst part. You're not winning all the time, you're not losing all the time. So there's no streak. So in terms of the relics, I did not get lucky with anything I wanted, and I decided to reroll the relics. And guess what? So let's have a look. I was like, I did get lucky with the Panda though, but it was not the Gyrocopter I wanted. It was actually Ember Spirit, so I kept Ember Spirit. So we rerolled the relics, we found Dungeon Key. So this means I have the next chance at round 20 to find my right relic, which I think I will. So Around this time, I decided what to do with my dungeon key, which is kind of silly, not that useful for us, and we're winning, we're losing. So if you want to see how we can consistently play the Goblin Merc, and here I've even decided maybe I play the Assassins, because I had the Ember Spirit and I kept some Assassins, but in the end I decided Assassins were not the way to go. So while running a losing streak Goblin, your goal is to economize. You get as much gold as you can. You want something like the 3 humans that I eventually kept and also found. You want to have the Panda, the chance of getting your legendary Goblin. You want to have everything that builds you up for the latest stage of the game. Even Bounty Hunter 2-star will give me additional gold if it kills enemies. So my strategy is try to get to late game as quickly as I can. Knowing that I did not find the right relic, I will try to find my legendary naturally. So here I'll be banning units that gives me the highest chance of finding the right legendary. And here I decide to ban the mage or ban the shaman. Of course, banning the mage gives me more value for my dungeon key, which you can always dismiss dungeon key and use it again each of the round it resets. Round 20. Let's have a look at this one. Magic box. So I want the magic box after round 10. Round 10 magic box is a little silly, not the best. You can still do it, but round 20 magic box is where you find the jackpot pretty much. And also here notice that I heard a voice from my panda and then I moved a spot open. You have like 1 second window, and if you move an open spot when you hear the panda say his voice, he will give you a free unit. And that can be really good. So something wonderful happened, but what happens when this doesn't happen? I was level 9 and I started reroll on round 21 to try to find my final piece of legendary. I can find techies naturally, or I can find any legendary. If I find any legendary, I would use magic box and reroll it into the legendaries I wanted. But finding the right one saved us the time. And this is only achievable because I had so much value of humans and also pandas that gives me more gold, and I have prepared all the units on the board. It will take you a little time to understand what units you are looking for. And here I was like, huh? This is actually a small mistake. I didn't notice I have 2 timber saw. Then I took back the timber saw. Of course, I gave all my good items to my techies and tried to reroll into a tier 4 item like Refresher or something that'll be really good. So what I'm doing now is I actually spend my gold during the round because I have magic box. So 2 things I want to do. I know I am one of the first players to hit level 9 and most players will save their gold. So I'm trying to roll into legendaries that is not discovered and getting rewarded for 5 gold. Notice a gold drop on the floor. And then I will use magic box to reroll those legendaries, whatever legendaries I found. So I box the legendaries and they have a chance of becoming the legendaries we needed. So double the benefit. I hit level 9 fast, I get legendaries, and then I get rewarded for discovering those legendaries, and I magic box them. And even better, I'll show you guys even more about this combo. I also magic box the spider, which in hindsight is probably a waste, because I can only get alchemist. Finding a few things, and here we found Invoker, not what I wanted. I magic boxed the Magnetor. So here this is interesting. So this is an amazing synergy that you can use with magic box. Here I found a bunch of legendaries I might not need or might not be able to use. So what we do is we can buy any of them and magic box it. Of course you can use a Spectre. So if it wasn't a Spectre, I can magic box whatever legendaries and then I will change them into something I wanted. So Mantis Style is not bad for Spectres. Not the best, but it's great. Usually I pick a unit like Spectre, Gyrocopter, or Warlock to do the damage. And here Spectre just happens to be here. So I'm always magic boxing legendaries. And now that I've found enough units, I can save my gold, prepare for the higher levels. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit and we run around, of course. More legendary gets rerolled, we don't find anything. At this stage, I'm not going to magic box the purple units anymore. And oh, look at that. I found techies and also I found Gyrocopter. It is a personal choice. I decided to take away the maple and put down the Gyrocopter. And I decided to give all the good items to the Gyrocopter so that he can deal the highest damage with Mantis Star. This is just a personal choice. I think both Gyro and also Spectre deals really consistent damage. And of course, this means I can't buy my techies. It doesn't work if you lock it, so no matter what, it will get refreshed. So having the Gyrocopter means I can roll a little deeper, I can then box more legendaries, and this process continues. My goal is always to find more legendaries to box, and I was going to stop at around 20 gold and found Queen of Pain. Notice I also get rewarded 5 gold for finding both legendaries that is discovered. So this method is kind of, you're rolling for legendaries, you're boxing them, you're turning them into the legendaries you wanted, while getting tons of synergy for additional gold, additional chances, and also building your team before everybody else. Because if you're too slow with Goblin Mechs, you will be in trouble. So notice that, I found the techies, that's good. And the other 2 legendaries, we're going to box them again. Get the Rubik to 2-star, and now more legendaries. I can use the Tidehunter, but I decided to box him as well. I'm boxing everyone over here. So that is pretty much the method. And what I want to do is, I'm actually facing a very strong hunter. This hunter have not lost in over, I don't know how many rounds, like 24 rounds. So he hasn't lost. So I need to prepare for the hunter. Best way to prepare for the hunter is through 6 goblins, because you have additional armor. And then we need to find additional source of damage like Gyrocopter or Spectre. Now, for those of you that is interested in this game, definitely have a look at the replays. I'll have this available. And it is the same concept. I'm constantly boxing units, finding legendaries, and making them into 2 stars, then 3 stars. So one thing I do want to highlight over here, if you get the opportunity, which here I did have magic, what you call it. So let's have a look where we are. So here, finding the relic. So I found the Wheel of Wonder relic. Now, Wheel of the Wonder relic, I decided to use my Wheel of Wonder relic onto the Nagasari, trying to find some good synergy like Warlock or something I wanted. Also, 2-star Gyrocopter is a lot of damage. So, lots of great items to help Gyrocopter to deal the damage. Unfortunately, I couldn't find one more damage item, and I found BKB. I was like, you know what, let's go with BKB. Necronomicon will be great for the Warlock though. So, in terms of my Wheel of Wonder, I don't think I used it this round. I used it the next round on the Nagasaran. I could have find anything synergy I wanted, but here the Cobalt synergy is quite interesting. The Cobalt synergy can be great if you find Arc Warden, and this is the next thing I was looking for. Let me show you guys what happens when I find Arc Warden. Can we find Arc Warden? It's definitely taking a while, but I'm turning all my units into legendaries. Notice I'm surrounding my legendaries next to my Wolf King. This means if they die, they get revived, so we get a second chance to fight, which is quite good. Now the downside is if they get silenced, that's not that good. The mage is a concern, so I need to find the 4 Nagas too. I think I found Arc Warden too. Apologize for skipping a lot. So here I found Arc Warden. I just want to show you guys the synergy with Arc Warden. You don't need a pair with Arc Warden because he's naturally a pair. And finding 2 kobolds, 2 things will happen. Anything that is exactly the same, the pairs on your board will be duplicated with 1 more. So we're getting 1 more Goblin Techies that is going to be 2-star. That's very good. And Naga Siren will also turn into any highest tier 2-star unit. And this can be Techies, Gyrocopter, or anything else. So 2 Arc Warden, and this gives us 1 more Techies, and then Naga Siren turn into a Gyrocopter. So those are some hidden synergies you can play around with, especially when you have pairs of legendaries. And this really enhances your team and additional damage. Naga Siren is now a Gyrocopter, and you have 3 Goblin Techies. Bombs for days, right? Gonna fast forward a little bit, just to show you guys, yes, I did find my 3-star. It is a little unfortunate that I found my 3-star techies. Why is it unfortunate? It's that I no longer enjoy the Cobalt synergy. I'm no longer getting 3 techies. I'm only getting 1 legendary techie, which in hindsight is actually a weakening my board. But, you know, we like 3 stars, right? So this is why when I said you can pick any 3-star and you can find it in this game. And for this game, I decided to go with 3-star techies. Now, if you can find Telescope, it's great to put it on the techies because Telescope would enhance Techie's physical damage, and the bomb's radius damage is amazing to be enhanced. So I did find Telescope eventually to enhance my Gyrocopter's damage and also Techie's damage. Now, we're gonna fast forward a little bit. You can see that I start to take demons. I want to show you guys this transition, even though I didn't do it correctly because I made some mistakes. So here I want to show you guys. When the round starts, or before the round started, so here I had 6 goblins, 6 mercs, and 4 nagas because this is a crazily strong mage. I don't know where he found out his units, but it was pretty crazy. So after defeating the neutral round, which we came pretty close, and again, we did not find the best items. And we're super countered by Dragon Mage, which is already level 12. So this is something interesting. If I found some hyper damage item on the Gyrocopter, here I probably should have picked Daedalus. I decided to go with Aghanim Scepter. In hindsight, might not be the best choice, because I didn't need the spread damage. So this is the transition you want to be aware with 6 mercs. You have so many chances of finding Spectre, and then once you find Spectre, you can go into Demons and also Demon Hunters. Now why is that? It's because you'll be turning your units dealing physical damage. They know more attack now deals physical damage. So units like the Spectre, units like Gyrocopter can do hefty damage, and Sven can also buff the demons. Now, why is it a little weaker for this round? Is because my enemy is a crazily powerful Dragon Mage. Look at this. Tidehunter, Disruptor, my entire team is controlled. Even with the revive of my Gyrocopter and also the whole units, even with BKB, I can't defeat him because he also got a 3-star Dragon Knight that is too tanky. But you can see, we did some decent damage by transitioning into the Demon Hunters instead of staying on my Goblins, which is not doing me much favors. Now, finally, if you look at the final round, I did make a mistake. Simply because I need to keep my Gyrocopter next to my Wrath King in 2 space away, and I didn't get time to move my Wrath King. So I made the mistake over here. I've been doing other stuff. So I was gonna move Jaro and move the Wrath King. I was 1 second too late, and the Wrath King didn't move next to Jaro. And because of that, and also because of terrible RNG, Gyrocopter, my highest damage unit with all my items, gets daggered before the fight even starts. So he dies right away, and the fight is over for me. But that shows you how you can find a lot of good 3-stars. We were like 1 second late to come second. We came third. A little unfortunate, but let's have a look at the fight. So we were facing 3-star hunters with everything 3-star with Medusa. And yes, in that game, in order to fight against the mage, I was trying to get 6 Nagas. And then I realized I can't find Medusa. He 3-starred the Medusa, so I was stuck with 4 Nagas. And my goal was actually to find the 6 Nagas to have a chance. And they had 3-star Dragon Knight, and most mages were ridiculously powerful. But that said, this also shows you how you can use Magic Box to find any 3-stars if you know this method. And also I show you as a transitional method to go into Demon Hunters and also Nagas. A bit of mistake on my part, but I think we did pretty decently using this similar build. So both replays will be available for you guys to have a look at different stage of transitioning. The hardest part is the early stage, which you don't have anything. You don't have the right relics, and then it's going to be much harder. If I found the right relic around round 10, maybe things will be a little easier. But with Magic Box at round 10, it's hard to get legendaries because you're not level 8 or level 9. So what I recommend is round 10, try to find Wheel of Wonder. Round 20, try to find Magic Box. And that will be the perfect transition for this new meta 6 Goblin build. And there you go, guys. Every game, if you want to try any legendary, you can use this method. And even though we lost, well, because we were silenced, it's still pretty fun, right? So you can pretty much find any legendaries using this 6 Goblin method in those relics and also choice of units. And the replays will be available for you guys. Make sure you use the timestamps for those 2 replays.
Dr. Clinker.
Just be
better.
Yep.
Guess we better.
Try to outsmart me and you'll just end up smarting.
Axe or fists, it changes nothing.
My spirit returns to flesh. Good idea.
'Cause it was mine.
The Dusk is always ready for a fight.
Doctor,
There's a price on all their heads.
This one's on me.
For the right price. And
bleep, bloop. I am a robot. Yeah, just kidding.
For the Kazurai.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
I am the new Mark II Rattle Trap. Just kidding.
This one's on me.
shoot you. Is the price on all.
I'm the brains.
And I'm the brawn.
When you play with Lena, you tend to get burned.
I'm the brains.
And I'm the brawn.
Keep all that geomancer.
hunter feasts. Praise King.
Get your rotors running! I'm the brains.
And I'm wrong.
Nightcrawler. Get your rotors running! Dr. Clink.
No Slytherin may fail.
hunter. The hunter feast.
I could eat a shark.
I'm grateful to you.
There are none who cannot be mimicked. The hunter feasts. Righteous.
hunter feasts. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you. And I'm the brawn.
Double demon.
At your service. Guess we better.
Yep. Guess we better. Dr. Clinker.
This one's on me.
Time to shove off. It's happy hour. This one's on me. How about another round? Behold the horn of madness.
Its commander trusts into you.
Mereska has arrived.
Who's that? Show yourself. This one's on me.
There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Ice is nice.
For the Kazurai. For the Kazurai.
Bleep, bloop. I am a robot. Yeah, just kidding. Clinker, clinker.
No Slytherin may fail.
hunter feasts. Triple kill! Praise King!
Praise King.
I'm the brain.
And I'm the brawn.
Maybe I should buy more. Steak farming.
Triple kill. Triple kill.
No Slytherin may fail.
Wait, Luke, I am a robot. Yeah, just kidding. After clear.
Zet is the self, and the self is Zet. Is the self, and the self is Zet.
My suit should keep me comfortable.
I bring an end to magic.
Night.
From the deeps, I rise. Triple kill! Welcome to all my new subjects. Now let's get to know each other. You can't keep a demon down. The hunter feasts.
Night crow.
Vile.
I